Hey you guys, it's Moonlander back with another horror movie review, and today we're going to be looking at the Laurie Brewster movie, The Unkindness of Ravens.
I'm going to make a deal with you. A friend of mine owns a place in the Highlands, an artist retreat. It's going to be empty all month. Look, I've seen people recover from this, but never by ignoring the problem.
Now this movie stars a guy named Michael Brewster, and I'm assuming he's of relation to the director. And this is the next movie after the last one I reviewed, made by the same guy and written by the same woman, Sarah Daly. And this movie is really well done as well, I think. It's about an Afghanistan war veteran suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, and his therapist sends him to a secluded cabin in the Scottish foothills so he can try to deal with his past and his fears.
Come on! He didn't spare us that day. They saved us for last.
Now, she wants him to keep a diary and write poetry and take pictures, and she thinks this is a way of helping him coping with his disorder. Now, when he goes to this cabin, you pretty much only get two people in the movie. Him and a version of himself from the military that terrorizes and taunts him throughout the whole movie. And then he gets terrorized by these creepy looking raven type soldiers that are coming to collect his eyes. This is a movie that does a very good job at building tension. The whole time you're watching this, you don't know what to expect next. And they definitely keep you on the edge of your seat, and you feel scared for this guy and what's coming. Now, Michael Brewster plays both roles really well. As a guy with PSTD, you really believe that he has it. And then his other version of himself that's basically like a madman that won't stop taunting him, he also plays this role really well. They're two very different characters, and you know, it should be noted how well he played both of the roles. And on top of all that, he was the cinematographer for the movie. And I have to say, I thought it was really good. And it really helps build the tension in this movie. Like, there's a lot of like jump cuts. And they all kind of add to the mood of the movie. Now, there's only a few things I didn't really care for about in this movie. And one was some of the music choices were a little odd, I thought, and they kind of took you out of the experience. Like, they chose to put songs with vocals, and it's more like, here, listen to this song, you know, during the movie. And I didn't care for it. I mean, I don't know, some people might think it helps the movie, you know, do what it's trying to do, but for me it took me out of the experience listening to these strange pick of songs in the middle of the movie. They didn't really add anything, they just took away for me. And then throughout this movie you get some flashbacks of him in the war in Afghanistan, and while they're done all right, it might be a production value thing. I didn't really find these to be all that well done. They almost seemed on the verge of being a little goofy in their portrayal. I mean, it didn't seem like a real combat scenario to me. Well, and this was another movie that was partially funded by a Kickstarter campaign. So I don't imagine they had the biggest budget. So, I mean, they did pretty good with what they had to work with, I'd have to say. And then toward the end of the movie, it's not always real clear about what's being portrayed. You get a general sense, but you're kind of left, you know, to just kind of guessing about what exactly happened with him in Afghanistan and what exactly it is that's going on at the end of the movie. It definitely has a artsy feel to it, and it also gets pretty nasty at the end. There's quite a bit of like torture and, you know, dismemberment and people having their eyes ripped out. It's kind of nasty, but at the same time, the quality of the torture and gore scenes at the end kind of takes you out of the experience. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not good either, I didn't think. But my final thoughts on this movie is it was another impressive feat of working with a budget you have to making a really entertaining movie. And I think they successfully did what they were trying to do as far as building tension and, you know, sharing with the audience the terror that this guy was experiencing. I definitely think this is a movie to check out for a horror fan. It is a little artsy type of a movie, so it may not be for everyone. Some people might find the way it's done a little obnoxious, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna keep watching this director to see what he does in the future. I think he's got a long career ahead of him, and I bet there's better movies to come. And hopefully this guy can get some like really nice budgets. I'd be really interested in seeing this guy make a movie with a decent budget. I think it would be awesome. So I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's, you know, to me it's remarkable when you can make a movie that entertaining on a budget of that level. Well, that ought to do it, guys. I'll see you on the next review.